They told them they had 60 seconds. 60 seconds to save a multi-million-dollar film shoot. 60 seconds to move a heavy metal prop off an active rail line, 15 feet above a dark, churning river. But 60 seconds was a lie. And the moment that train burst through the fog at 58 miles per hour, they had just 3 seconds to realize that the perfect shot they were trying to steal would cost Sarah Jones her life. This isn't just a story about an accident. It's about a choice made in the name of art and paid for with blood. This is the Trestle tragedy. The film was called Midnight Rider, an ambitious biopic about the rock legend Gregg Allman. Leading the charge was director Randall Miller, a filmmaker known for his relentless drive. He saw the story as his passion project, a chance to create something raw and authentic. To capture that authenticity, he chose a specific location, the Doctortown Trestle in Wayne County, Georgia, an old, weathered railway bridge stretching over the Altamaha River. It was the perfect backdrop for a dream sequence, visually stunning and gritty. There was just one problem. It was a live, active railroad track owned by the freight company CSX. Miller's production team sent 2 emails to CSX, requesting permission to film on the trestle. CSX's response was unequivocal. Both times, they replied with a clear and firm no, citing the extreme danger of filming on an active track where 2 trains pass daily. Any other production would have stopped there. They would have found a safer, decommissioned track or built a replica. But Randall Miller wasn't like other directors. He saw a closed door not as a barrier, but as a challenge to his creative vision. He had a schedule to keep and a budget to manage. In his mind, the risk was secondary to the shot. So, on February 20th, 2014, Miller led his cast and crew onto the trestle. He didn't have a permit. He didn't have permission. What he had was a plan built on a dangerous assumption. They believed they had a window of safety, time between the scheduled trains. They brought out a metal-framed bed, the central prop for the scene, and placed it directly on the tracks. The crew, including 27-year-old camera assistant Sarah Jones, got to work. Sarah was bright, talented, and beloved by her colleagues. She had a passion for filmmaking that was infectious, and she was on the fast track to becoming a director of photography. Her dream was within reach. She trusted her director. She trusted the producers. She believed they had taken the necessary precautions to keep her safe. They started filming. Actor William Hurt, portraying Gregg Allman, lay on the metal bed. The cameras rolled, and then a sound shattered the quiet afternoon, the piercing blast of a train horn. Panic erupted. They had been told they would have 60 seconds to clear the tracks if a train came. A full minute to get people and equipment to safety. That was the lie. The train wasn't slowing down. It was a freight train, barreling towards them at nearly 60 miles per hour. The 60 seconds they were promised vanished in an instant. It was chaos. The crew scrambled for their lives on the narrow walkway, with a 15-foot drop to the churning river below. The bed was still on the tracks, heavy and immovable. They tried to pull it off, but it was too late. The train was on them. It hit the metal bed with catastrophic force, shattering it into shrapnel. The debris became deadly projectiles. Sarah Jones was struck by a piece of the bed and pushed directly into the path of the oncoming locomotive. She didn't stand a chance. The impact was instant and fatal. Several other crew members were injured by the flying metal and the sheer force of the train as it roared past. In the horrifying aftermath, a dream sequence had become a real-life nightmare. The pursuit of a perfect shot had ended in tragedy. The investigation that followed was swift. It quickly became clear that this wasn't just a tragic accident. It was a case of criminal negligence. The emails from CSX denying permission were the smoking gun. Director Randall Miller had knowingly trespassed and intentionally put his crew in mortal danger. He had ignored explicit warnings and lied to his team about the safety measures in place. The local district attorney, Jackie Johnson, saw it for what it was. She pursued charges not just against Miller, but also against his wife and business partner, Jody Savon, and executive producer Jay Sedrish. The legal battle was unprecedented in Hollywood history. For the first time, a film director was facing prison time for an on-set death. In March 2015, Randall Miller pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and criminal trespass. As part of the plea deal, charges against his wife were dropped. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison and 8 years of probation. He ultimately served 1 year before being released. It was a landmark conviction. It sent a shockwave through the industry, a clear message that a director's creative ambition does not place them above the law. But while Miller was held accountable, the story doesn't end there. Sarah Jones's parents, Richard and Elizabeth Jones, channeled their grief into a powerful movement for change. They launched the Safety for Sarah campaign, a nonprofit organization dedicated to promoting safety awareness on film and television sets. Their goal was to ensure that no other family would have to endure their pain. The movement gained massive support within the industry. Slates for Sarah, a social media campaign featuring camera slates with Sarah's name, went viral. It became a constant, visible reminder on sets across the world to prioritize safety above all else. The Safety for Sarah app was developed, allowing crew members to anonymously report unsafe working conditions without fear of reprisal. Her legacy wasn't just about punishment, it was about prevention. Yet, a troubling question remains. Randall Miller served 1 year in jail for his role in Sarah's death. But how does an entire film machine, backed by major corporate funding and infrastructure, allow criminal negligence to take root and flourish? The production had financiers and insurance companies. These entities are supposed to ensure that proper safety protocols are followed. Where were they? Why didn't they verify that the production had the legal right to film on that trestle? Sarah Jones's family achieved accountability for the man who gave the order, but in the film industry, the powerful executives and studios who loaded the gun often walk away untouched, ready to finance the next risky gamble. Until accountability reaches the highest levels of power, the shadow of that trestle will forever loom over every Hollywood set. The industry has made strides since 2014. Safety awareness is higher than it has ever been. But the fundamental pressures that led to the trestle tragedy, tight schedules, shrinking budgets, and the relentless push to get the shot at any cost, still exist. The story of Sarah Jones is a heartbreaking reminder that the magic we see on screen can sometimes come at a terrible, hidden price. It forces us to ask, what is a fair price for accountability when negligence costs a life? Should the major film studios who fund these projects also face criminal liability in cases like this? Let us know your thoughts on this landmark case in the comments below. And if Sarah's story moved you, please honor her memory by hitting the like button, sharing this video, and subscribing to ensure we continue to fight for transparency and accountability, one crucial story at a time. Thank you for watching.